Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is Three Buck Theater, and there apparently is a lot going on in regards to a conversation surrounding Joss Whedon. And no, it is not another scathing expose from his ex-wife about how unfaithful he was during the filming of Avengers. And I actually heard from firsthand, well, I'd say secondhand sources of who that person was that he was getting a little bit down and dirty with. And hey, I don't blame the guy, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of people probably wouldn't. However, that being said, no, Joss Whedon is kind of back in the news in the YouTube space because of the John Campea show. In fact, there was this question asked to Campea today, saying, John, you mentioned we could see Joss Whedon back in the MCU to direct, with rumors of John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Peyton Reed doing Ant-Man 3. Do you think Whedon might be the one to direct the Fantastic Four movie? Thanks for all your hard work. Now, Ashley's comment here is one that's, I'm not going to lie when I say this. I feel like this particular email was one of the ones that he kind of set up. I do think occasionally, I think to kind of like, push the questions a certain way or to push topics a certain way, John will email himself or just write up a fake question and go from there. And I do think this is kind of one of them, because he goes on to talk about this little rumor that he heard. And in fact, let me just play this clip for you.
I've been saying for a while that I believe that at some point, maybe sooner rather than later, we're going to see Joss Whedon return to the MCU and direct another MCU movie. I have not made this a story before because I don't even know how much confidence that I have that this is true. So let's just be very clear about that. But I have been told in the past 2 months that conversations with Joss Whedon regarding Fantastic Four have occurred. Again, I don't know if that was just conversations of, hey, let's talk about this. Do you have any ideas? Hey, what would your take on this be? Casual? Or, Josh, we're really thinking about having you direct Fantastic Four. Would you even be interested? Because he's just been doing a lot of smaller stuff. And
so he heard from somebody through the grapevine that there have been talks at Marvel to have Joss Whedon come in and direct the Fantastic Four movie. He didn't want to report on it. He didn't want to make it a story, but now he's just kind of bringing it up random, all willy-nilly, which either means that this has been a recent revelation, or they are getting ready to make moves on this front, and we're going to find something out. Now, a lot of people out there, myself included, don't want Joss Whedon coming back to the MCU, and that is not to say that his movies were not good. I think the original Avengers in 2012 was a fantastic movie. I love it to death. Age of Ultron was a very good movie that was doing its best to move things forward and to set up the Infinity Stones and everything else, and that ultimately was what the biggest downfall was. That was Feige flexing his producer muscle, and that was Joss Whedon as a creative really not happy with the way things were going, simply because of what Feige wanted to include in that movie and what Whedon had to fight for in order to get in there. If you recall, Whedon has said that he fought to get Hawkeye's family, the farmhouse stuff, in the movie, but to do that he had to add in a lot more scenes, or he had to add in more stuff about the Infinity Stones, and then cut a couple things out, like that whole Thor Vision thing that they did, that really weird Thor side quest in the movie that made no sense. They did that simply because that was Feige wanting to push the idea of the Infinity Stones to get the ball rolling for what we were going to see in 2018 and 2019, which, look, I get Feige where he was going, but I think when you have a producer and a creative clashing like that, it can really damage the overall vibe, man, of what's going to be happening next. And so I don't think Whedon would want to come back, because he hasn't. He was brought on to work on, Justice League, and that movie, he's been in director jail basically ever since, even though he had, there was nothing for him to do. He had no time to fix it the way it needed to be fixed. He could not match, Zack Snyder's tone and style. Obviously, there were lots of problems there. I don't really think they're going to bring Joss Whedon back into the fold. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Whedon is working on a new show for HBO, and that is where he is obviously the most comfortable doing television. He prefers that. So if they were going to bring in Joss Whedon for anything MCU related, it's going to have to be something in regards to Disney Plus. Not going to be a movie, it's going to be Disney Plus. Now, I say that because a few months ago, back in August, there was a rumor by Mikey Sutton, my first interaction with Mikey Sutton, talking about how After Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they're going to then work on Agents of S.W.O.R.D., wanting Chloe Bennett's Daisy to be the main character in that one. And having S.W.O.R.D. popping up at the end of Spider-Man Far From Home, and also in WandaVision, as we've seen with Monica Rambeau, I think it's Monica Rambeau. We've seen that screenshot, that leaked photo image of her leaving a S.W.O.R.D. building in that show. We know that this is where things are going, that they're going to be moving out into the cosmos, and this is what they want to do, the cosmic side of things. Joss Whedon on that front would do quite well in maybe a limited Disney Plus show. Now, does this mean that they're going to want to potentially bring the Fantastic Four into the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Disney Plus first and then take them into the movies? That's a maybe. Feige has said that the characters will appear on Disney Plus first and then be, moved up to the majors. Now, Fantastic Four, you might think to yourself, why would you need, under any circumstances, to push Fantastic Four as a sub-team and then move them up like a minor league team and then move them to the majors? Well, I'm going to give you 3 examples of that. Fantastic Four Rise of Silver Surfer, and Fan Four Stick. The branding on that team as Marvel's first family, as as far as film is concerned, it is not good. Vehemently not very good. It's not good. People don't look at Fantastic Four in the mainstream in the way that people who are fans of Marvel Comics look at Fantastic Four. Now, is the movie going to do well regardless? Yeah, 100%. But still, if they're going to do anything with Fantastic Four and anything with Joss Whedon, it's going to be probably a limited series on Disney Plus, most likely to introduce the characters, to give them their powers, to set them up against Doctor Doom, and then move in to the movies. It just makes the most sense. Here's the reason why. Right now, guys, who wants an origin story again? Do you want another origin story? We've already had 2 of them for Fantastic Four, like we got 2 of them for Spider-Man. And when they brought in Tom Holland to do Spider-Man back in 2016, we didn't get an origin story. They just assumed everyone knew he got bit by a radioactive spider, and then that's how he became Spider-Man. They wanted to see him after that. This is where we are. People don't want origin stories. We are beyond that with these established characters. And you may disagree with me. You may absolutely disagree with me, but it's true. Ask yourself, would you just want to go to the theaters to see Fantastic Four fully in their costumes, fully powered up, and fully taking on Doctor Doom or Galactus or Silver Surfer or whatever, having maybe watched a 4-episode limited starter series or origin series on Disney Plus to give you that lead in to the big budget spectacle? If you want my honest opinion, that to me is money, absolute money, because people can then at their own pace. And keep in mind, right now, with everything going on with movies, with everything going on with COVID, with everything going on with the pandemic and everything shut down and movie theaters not even opening up again until July, if at all in the case of AMC, you're going to have to start somewhere. So don't go for the movies. Go for Disney Plus. Keep those subscriptions coming in. Drop the 75 to 100 million for a limited series on that one. You'll definitely make it up in popularity. And then you can put it into the movie theaters and you will have that slingshot effect. You'll have that slingshot effect that will take it right to the majors and could potentially right off the bat make Fantastic Four $1 billion property. Now, here's the deal. If Captain Marvel can cross 1.1 billion, so can Fantastic Four. But see, if it's not up against an Avengers movie, like the Avengers movie, to end all Avengers movies that we know right now, it doesn't have that slingshot. So they have to think of another way to slingshot it. You use Disney Plus, you set it up there, give us a couple episodes, establish the characters, give them their powers, set up their first threat, not being Doctor Doom, but maybe they're working with Doom and then Doom goes bad and then going into the movie, Doom, right? And you make it like that, and that could be how you sell it. So if Joss Whedon is going to come into the fray on this one, it's going to be establishing it via Disney Plus. This is my speculation, Disney Plus, and then from there, moving it into the mainstream. Anyway, I look forward to your thoughts on this one. I look forward to your opinions. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys have thoughts, write them down. Let me, if you made it this far, type Fantastic Four into the comment box so I know. While you're at it, smack on that like. Let's get to let's go for 300. I want a big number, 300 likes. There's going to be over 300 views. Get to 300 likes. I'll talk to you guys about this all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching, and peace the hell out. Hey, would you like more $3 Theater goodness? Well, head on over to twitch.tv/$3 Theater for the Hollywood After Dark live stream, taking place most nights at about 10 or 10:30 p.m., or you're going to get great bits like this. But Dan Scanlon, who did Onward, also did Monsters University. And what I love about that movie is I feel it captures the essence of what the 1980s college movies were. Like, if you were to go ask him, what was your influence for Monsters University, he would tell you Revenge of the Nerds. Without he would tell you that. because that's right, folks. Twitch.tv/$3 Theater. See y'all there. Have yourself a great day and peace out.